We're here today to give you details on an undercover sting operation in our county that was involving fake CPR certification. I want to applaud the investigative work of our detectives in our fraud and special crimes unit. They were able to stop this criminal endeavor and arrest a suspect without. In the age of healthcare fraud, this type of crime can happen anywhere, including Fort Bend County. At this time, I would like to bring up Lieutenant Rodney Glendenning, who will shed more light on this case.
Good morning. About a month ago, Ms. Washington, who's a fraud victim for the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office, filed a report that her CPR instruction permit had been used in a fraudulent manner. A report was taken. These are the investigators that took the investigation over. This is lead detective Jason Bell, Cameron Cox, and Detective Adam Garcia. The investigation was a result of an unknown person using CPR information from Mrs. Washington to sell to the public in the area to be used as in a manner that employees of hospitals, employees of schools, let me back up. This offense was used by Mr. Start over. Okay. Good morning. Let's start over again. Good morning. I'm here today to talk about an operation that we conducted from the CID division of the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office. This all generated from a call from Mrs. Washington, who is a fraud victim of someone utilizing her CPR information in distributing fraudulent cards among the community. The people that were buying these cards are people that are employees of employers that require this card to administer CPR or life-saving techniques. These cards were bought from a person without any training, without any instructions, and merely by the mere presence of showing up. So what the detectives here, the lead detective Jason Bell, Detective Adam Garcia, and Cameron Cox did was we researched the information, located the suspect, and put together a plan to infiltrate him. We used an undercover officer in the Special Crimes Division to go to the residence that we located and purchase a card from the suspect. The suspect, at what time after we bought the card from him, the undercover officer was in the house for less than 10 minutes and received absolutely no instructions. He received no literature and merely walked out of the house, at which time we effected the arrest on the suspect. The suspect, Mr. Anosike, was arrested at the scene, and after that, a search of the area was conducted, at which time we found in the front room a business setting where the office was set up, where they had the computer, ledgers, documents, a laminating machine, and CPR cards. The card was actually made and produced at the scene in the presence of the undercover officer, who paid $65 for the card. He didn't, like I said, exit the house, and we arrested him. Subsequent to that, we did an interview with Mr. Anosike, who admitted that he has been doing this since 2014, and he has no instructor's permit. It was relinquished in 2014, and he's been doing this since then. Now, basically going through the paperwork that in the documents we've seen, it looks like there's hundreds that are documented, but there probably will be close to 1,000 that are undocumented. This has been going on for 7 years. So Ms. Washington is here today. We'll let her come up here and speak, and then if you have any questions, we'll go from there.
Good morning. First of all, I would like to thank Sheriff Fagan and his team for hearing me out. I know there's several, they have bigger fish to fry, I know that, but it just makes me feel good and safe to be in Fort Bend County, to know that these guys are here looking after us. They really listened to me and immediately went to work on my behalf, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, because it could have went a different way. My name is Erika Washington. First name Erika, E-R-I-C-A, Erika Washington. I'm the owner of a company called Genesis Education and Training, where we provide training. First of all, my credentials: I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for since 1997. I don't know how many years that is, but I've been a nurse. And I own a company named Genesis Education and Training, where we provide training for phlebotomists, nurse aid training, medication aid training, and CPR, which is one that's very near and dear to my heart, because unfortunately, CPR is life and death. And unfortunately, we only have one time to die. So it just means so much to me as a healthcare provider. Of course, I'm angry, I'm hurt that this gentleman, I have no idea who he is. I don't know how he got my information, that he would take my name. I've been in business since 2010, and I worked very hard to build a reputable business that's upstanding, where I provide solid, good training to healthcare professionals. Being in healthcare management, I know how important it is to provide good quality care. And with CPR, the quicker you respond, the better the chances are for survival. And for him to take my information and sell it to others, and then when I was notified by Lieutenant Glendenning that this has been going on since 2014, and I sit back and I thought about the fact that since 2014, there's been healthcare providers that have been sold these cards, and if someone really needs it, that these people may not be able to provide what they need to save a life. And it just breaks my heart. I would like to say that I would like to commend, and I wish I knew who the company was. There was a company where one of these cards was presented to an employer and they didn't accept it, because we no longer offer those paper cards that he's handing out. CPR cards are sent electronically. That's your clue. If anybody gets a hard copy paper card like that, that should be a red flag for you. Ask some questions. If someone has that, it's more than likely it's someone that maybe they had an instructor that had a stash of those. We've been electronically for probably, and I'm guessing, don't quote me exactly on the date, but probably 3 or 4 years. And for someone to have those cards should be a red flag, because they go electronically from the instructor. So be careful. If anyone is receiving those, be careful and question it. Question it, because it just may not be a legitimate card. So again, I would like to thank Sheriff Fagan and his team for caring about Fort Bend County the way that I do, to stop some of this, because people are going to get hurt and die. And Mr. Anosike, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, shame on him. Shame on you, sir, that you would do that to people and sell a card. This is life or death. It's too serious. You know, we already amongst this COVID, people dying, and you add to it. And I'm sorry, but I'm angry. I'm angry.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's one thing I want to make perfectly clear, and then let the public know this. If you received a card from this individual, you need to come forward and let us know, because you're working fraudulently. work with us and we will work with you. And to all the healthcare companies, if you see a card with Ms. Washington's name on it, a paper card, contact us. More than likely, this is a fraudulent card. This is life and death. If you get a card and it only took you 15 minutes, then you know you have a fraudulent card. I spoke with Ms. Washington. The minimum amount of time is anywhere from 2 to 4 hours for this training. So you know if you have that card. So we're asking you to come forward. This suspect kept detailed documentation, and we're going through that. We're going through it, but we're asking you to come forward. But if we come to you, we're filing charges. Fort Bend, we take this very seriously. This is life and death. We take it very seriously. So this is your opportunity to come forward. So please come forward. And I want to thank Ms. Washington for being brave enough to step up and to let us know. If you see something, say something. It's just not a slogan. It can save a life. And this was in our press conference. If you have any, I shouldn't say in, but if you have any questions, we'll be glad to answer them at this time.
What will be some of the consequences if they come forward?
If they come forward on their own, come forward, we'll work with them with the DA's office with it. I'm not guaranteed that no charges will be filed or anything like that, but it'll be better for them to come forward. If we have to go after them, which we will, if we have to go after them, we're not going to try to work with them with the DA's office.
Do you know about how many people were involved in this?
At minimum 200. Since 2014, I would say minimum 200.
And this is just in the Fort Bend County?
They could have went anywhere. They came to Fort Bend County to this suspect's home to get the card. But once they got the card, they could be anywhere in this area or in this state.
Do you know if there are new licenses or renewals?
Ms. Washington,
I
answer that better.
Thank you. Both. He would do both. And I would like to add, the cards that were issued, the more than likely on the back, they'll say Flex Medical Services, which is a company that I'm not associated with. So he has all my information, my instructor ID, but where he also put on there as I guess where the training was provided, it says Flex Medical Services, and I'm not certain where that is, but if you see that, that definitely means fraud.
Did he ever provide any normal services? Like any normal trainings?
See, I don't know him, and I don't know if you guys...
It's under investigation, but
Okay.
as far as our investigation shows, no, he doesn't. But it's still under investigation. He was arrested and he bonded out right now, but we have a confession from him. He confessed, but we're still investigating.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A press release will be sent along with a video clip for those who may need it, and thank you for visiting the president.
Whoa, that was terrible. Well, y'all, they better clean that up.
I know that green
They don't come like that anymore. They're sent to your email. They're electronic. Yeah. So that when you get that, you should be like, I better dig a little further. Because those, we used to use those, but it's been like, I'm guessing maybe 3 or 4 years since we got it.
You know what? I was like at the award ceremony. I was like, ooh.
No.
The Jordan team, you said you
Oh, the Jordan team is the company. See, in order to be a CPR instructor, you have to have a company you align with. That means I can't purchase cards because I'm not an alignment center. So Kathy Jordan with the Jordan team, I have to call her and say, hey, Kathy, I'm going to give 20 people instruction. Can you